Hello, welcome to a new video. This is a catch up on what I filmed in January around the studio. So it is mainly my post-Christmas tidy up that I pretty much do every year, and also putting together my new easel, which is really exciting, and also showing you what paintings I've been doing this month. It's a good month. I do like January cozying up because the rest of the house is so cold. I just put the electric heater on in here and keep this room warm while I get paintings. I do like January for that reason. So anyway, I hope you enjoy watching. Chris wanted to throw away these plastic crates. They were actually originally under the stairs with all our board games in. I thought I could reuse them in my study under the table there. They're going to be useful. So here we are, first painting of the year. There's a competition, the deadline is in 1 week, and so I am determined to at least get 2 paintings ready for the competition. And the theme this time around is Florida colours. So the first thing I did when I found out the theme of this one was go through all of my photos from when we went on holiday to Florida. So this was literally the year I started vlogging. I did film it. Actually, Jude picked up the camera and filmed most of it. We had a tiny little sort of fake GoPro at the time, and that's what we filmed it all on. And I'm so happy that we've got that on record, but I've never edited it together. I must do that one day. In fact, I haven't really watched most of it. That's a job for retirement. Anyway, I looked through my photos because we went from, well, we started off in New York, then we got the train down to Washington DC, did a little bit of sightseeing there, and then we hired a car, drove down to New Orleans, and then we drove across the coast from there to Florida and to Orlando. And that was the end of our trip. Oh, it was amazing. We saw some incredible places. I don't know, we'll see how much time I have, but I've got a couple of nice beach photos and a nice sort of atmospheric one of a swamp. That's the first one I am starting with. Starting out today with the background, and I will get started with the first couple of layers this evening, let it dry overnight, and then carry on with the proper painting tomorrow. It's always very nerve-wracking getting back into it after a break. I don't know why. I think I just keep reminding myself of my word of the year, which is confident. I can have confidence in myself. Even if it turns out rubbish, I can have confidence in the fact that even if the next one is rubbish, and the next one is rubbish, the next one after that will be good, and that's okay. So if you're in a similar position, keep reminding yourself of things like that. It doesn't matter if it turns out wrong to begin with. You can keep improving, keep getting better, and keep trying. And in the end, you'll have one that you're happy with. So yeah, I don't know when this video will go out, but if you've just had a break, then that would be my advice. Okie dokie. It's a little bit full over there, but now I have moved the chest of drawers out the way. I think there's a couple of bits of paper that had fallen down the back I need to move. I can start sort of, well, moving these boxes and putting these big boxes of canvases stacked up against this bookshelf here, or possibly I suppose I could go flat against the wall so then they don't stick out. I'll have to think about that, but yeah, looking forward to being able to sit at my desk again. It's just a little full at the moment. There's my chair under there. Okay, this is how the underpainting has dried and I'm loving it. It's I feel like it's already looking very swampy. So I'm really happy with that with my first layer. Now I can show you the photo that I'm actually going off. This was taken from the boat that we were having that alligator tour on. I'm going to miss out this big branch that's sort of spoiling my nice V-shaped, it's not horizon line, what would you call that? Sort of background line. Yes, I'm going to lose that branch. Well, to be honest, you're not going to be able to see most of this. It's going to be mostly very abstract. This little patch of lilies, you can see a few flowers, I think, if I zoom in. I'm not sure, maybe they're just light reflections, but I'm going to add a little bit of florals into this patch of lilies, I think, just to give it a bit of extra colour. So I'm going to put some pink lilies in here. Yeah, there we are, that's the photo I took, and I'm going to sort of somewhat change the colours, keep them a little more vibrant, perhaps. I've also done an awful lot of green, and there's this picture is like 90% green, and I'm sort of changing that to a more teal sort of colour. I'll keep this light blue, make the sky a bit bluer as well, I think. Maybe add in some pinks where there aren't really any pinks. Yeah, we'll see how we go. You know me, I make my mind up as I go along. I'm going to do the watercolour layer now. I haven't got much time. That's probably all I'm going to actually do today. I've been quite busy today. I've actually managed to make it look very granulated by just doing the spray bottle with the water. But I've got some lovely colours that are going to be perfect in my Schminky granulating watercolour set. So I'm excited to use those. I do love using those. I have just cleared out the cat tree. The Christmas tree isn't actually down yet, but I could get it in the living room again. No, they're not quite in shot. I'm just going to turn you so you can see them there. See, they're quite happy on the windowsill. I'm so glad that they started going side by side on there. Very cute. So anyway, so the reason why I'm filming today is that I'm very excited to open one of my Christmas presents, which is still in its box, and it is the multi-function master easel. I'm really excited for this. I did ask Chris to buy it for me for Christmas because when I was doing the large paintings in the summer, this desk, this art desk that you probably have seen before, it just wasn't working out. So I ended up using one of these, oh, they're behind here, these easels, which I can't remember where I got them from now, but they are just display easels. They are not strong enough, far too flimsy really for actual practical use. So time to get an easel, and at the moment it is a freezing cold. We're getting hoar frosts almost every morning where we are here in Somerset, but just a little way up the road it is snow on the ground. My point is my friend, who is a gardener, wants the cardboard so that she can walk over people's lawns without damaging the grass when it's frosty. So I thought I would empty this out so she can have the box. So I'll probably stick it in time lapse while I figure out how to put this easel together, and then I can't wait to get back to painting. It's always a bit weird coming back to it after a break, and I do have a proper break for Christmas. I get so exhausted getting the house ready for all the family coming to visit that I need to rest afterwards. So we are now a week in. No, not quite a week in, it's the 6th. I'm meant to be taking the decorations down, but they're not coming down anytime soon. They don't tell Chris that. And I am waffling. Let's get on with it. So that took me an hour and a half. It's so annoying, isn't it, when you have to put something together? You're so excited to get something new and then you have to put it together. But here we are. So the brand is Viswin. I got it from Amazon. I sent Chris the link from Amazon. I went with this one. The reviews seemed good. I will definitely keep you informed as to what I think of it. The wood feels very solid. It's very heavy. Yeah, I like the fact that there's a sort of extra bit, so I can probably put my iPad here. It goes completely flat so that if for whatever reason I can't use my table, this can swing flat and I can use that for the ink and the watercolour beginning bits. It also is supposed to fold, but I can't figure out how that does fold yet. So I'll have to get back to you on that. But yeah, I got a folding one so I could slot it in here. I cleared this corner. There was a chest of drawers here which was stacked up to the top with boxes and stuff. Once I've got rid of these boxes of books, which I'm determined to sort out this year, I could just slide it back into that spot. Yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm glad I did the move. This room feels so much wider, being able to see to the wall here rather than having stuff right out to here. It's really made quite a difference. The room feels so much bigger, so I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, I'll keep you updated on the easel and let you know what I think of it once it's had some use. Okay, now then, I've got a Zoom coming up, so I'm going to get ready for that, get this cardboard out. I might not see you for the rest of the day actually, so I might be back here. I'm desperate to start painting, probably be tomorrow now. So I'll see you for some painting soon. And I was just about to go on to oils, and then I remembered my new iridescent and sparkly watercolours I got for Christmas. So I mean, it would be silly not to, really, wouldn't it? At least put some sparkles in the water. So I'm going to do that first and then crack open the oils. I'm excited to use these in a painting for the first time. Been a little while since I last chatted to you, a couple of weeks I think. I've had, as I often do, a nice slow January. I've almost caught up on my creative journal, so I'll put that in another video. So that's been fun to do, and today I'm just having a Sunday afternoon of potter, so I thought I'd bring you along with me. I'm going to have a little bit of a tidy up, and one thing I'm doing is I'm cleaning, and this is the reason why I thought I'd put the camera on, because actually I'll bring you over and show you. Yesterday I started oils on this painting that I'm working on, and a lot of my brushes had gone a bit stiff, and so I thought, well, I'll use the new brush cleaner that Chris got me for Christmas, so I'll show you that. The original B&J, the Masters brush cleaner and preserver. So that's what I've been using. Normally I use Murphy's wood cleaner, and this stuff is just genius. It just draws the paint out of a brush, and in fact this, oh no, it's dried up. This jar had some of it in it, and I was going to show you like the gloopiness of it, but it's actually gone so gloopy it's dried up. But I wanted something a little more convenient and perhaps a little quicker to use. So yeah, yesterday I gave this a try. Oh look, I've left this out. Sorry if this is like old news to you, but this is new to me, so I thought I would share the discovery. So yeah, this brush, these are water soluble oils. So I don't know if you can see, I've done my best to get it to focus. I've given it a wash, but you can see there's still a little bit of paint on there that just hasn't come out. So whilst the brush is wet, you just sort of give it a little swirl. Look, and you can see straight away the colour that didn't come out in the water is coming out on here. Now I'd be a bit worried about this, but I have seen other people's pots and they are just as bad and worse. So now I'm just giving it a bit of a coat in this stuff, and then I'll give it another wash in the water. Give it a wipe. Certainly softened it up. This one had all paint clogged in it really badly. It was completely stiff, and now it's nice and soft again. And these are the brushes that I left overnight with a little coating of this brush cleaner. So I'm going to give these a little bit of a rinse off and see how well these have done. So as long as I remember every evening to give my oil paint brushes a little swirl around in this, I think that's going to keep my brushes going. And maybe every now and then, or if I forget to do that, then I'll need to do the wood soap. Okay, I've come back to this one this morning. Yeah, I've just sort of given a bit more contrast to the flowers down here. Actually I'm going to add a tiny bit of white, a little bit more highlight to that. I think I'm going to call that finished for now. I might try and get a critique. I might have left it a bit late. I think I'm quite pleased with that for the first painting of 2026. Different colours. It's lovely to have a change, add some blues and teals. These are going to be probably when I do a summer series. Having only really visited Florida, apart from Disney World in Orlando once, it's difficult for me to say truly whether I've captured the colours, but I think I have, I'll be honest. I think I have. Every now and then I do a landscape and I think, oh, should I do landscapes? I've enjoyed doing this. Yeah, I have. I might try and add a few more in to my collection. I had the camera wonky that whole time, sorry. Okay, so this job is going to be fun. I've got my new box that Chris got me for Christmas and time to fill it up. This is my favourite miserable grey January Sunday activity. I've got just an ordinary cardboard box down here. I say ordinary, it's a good cardboard box. Let me know in the comments if you're one of those people like me who cannot get rid of a good cardboard box. So anyway, this box is full of my sort of tools that I use. I've got rollers, various sort of rollers, lots of old and National Trust and English Heritage membership cards to use for wiping paint and all that sort of thing. And I thought that would be quite nice to put in this box. And I've got another box down here, so I might try and get rid of that other box, but let's start with this. Again, cue time lapse, and then I'll show you how I've managed to organise it, if at all. They're all done. That was really quick, actually. I've got left over this little plastic thing that the rollers came in. Actually, that can just pop down here. Yeah, perfect. This little bit of lace I found, I actually used this when I was doing a lot of the ink spraying, and I'd often just sort of mop it up with this just to dye it. So this is now going to go in the washing machine and see what sticks, and that will then move up to my sewing room and use that in a dress. And then yeah, the rest fit in, I would say, pretty much perfectly actually, and it's nice to be able to see everything a bit organised. And I hate having like plastic things sitting in plastic packaging. It's just so irritating. So I'm really happy to have all these bits unpackaged properly and done. So there we are. Okay, in the first cubby up this end, I've got all those cards. I didn't realise how many I've got. Every time I've got an old card, I just chuck it over here, and yeah, I think I'm sorted. I don't think I need any more. Then I've got my sort of cheapy foam rollers with the fancy. These get hairy so quickly and easily, so hopefully now these will be better protected. Gosh, I have not been good at washing these, have I? They just about fit there sideways. But in here we've got these sort of weird foamy shapes. I think they must have come in the same pack as them. Again, these were like for children, but they are good for getting these patterns. Just because they're for kids doesn't mean they don't work. I've got a feather, I've used that in the past for patterns. And I've got a spare brush that just doesn't fit anywhere else. In this bit we've got sponges. Then in this cubby, they're just that little bit too tall to be able to get the next shelf in. So they have to be on their side. So I don't know, I imagine that perhaps once these little spray bottles have some paint in them or ink, then perhaps they'll just stay out or go somewhere else. Handy to have a little space for them. Also my little ink droppers. In this one I've got my natural sponges, and this one a couple of sponges. So that's that layer. And then in the top I've got my rollers, and that's what I reach for most often, so actually it works out really quite nicely. I don't know why I've been so bad at cleaning these. That's terrible, isn't it? And luckily the two long ones did just about fit here, and the little diddy one that actually I use quite a lot, and that does now fit and close. And that's got rid of the cardboard box, and yes, I was right, I don't need this box either anymore down here. This used to be Rain's box. It's such a cool box. I mean, look at this handle. That's from when she was in a goth phase. And this is all like Celtic and velvet flocked. It's beautiful, so I'm gonna have to find something else to use that box in. So yeah, pleased with that. So I did manage to get a critique on this one just in time. The competition deadline is tomorrow. It was to make this tree more prominent, which I've just done, and this one here too, so I've just done that. I need to try and, I think I need some thicker texture over here to bring this forward a bit. She thought this was looking a little thin, which is a fair enough comment, so I'm going to get my palette knife and get these reflections in with thicker paint. I'm not sure what to do about the sky because I love this texture from the granulating watercolour. I don't want to lose that, but it is looking a little sort of topsy-turvy because it's sort of thicker paint here, thin paint at the top, so I need to think about that. I'm gonna at least lose these completely white patches up here, I think. Maybe just add a little bit of thicker paint. I don't want to lose the watercolour completely. This is my problem, but battery ran out. What was I saying? I think I'd finish. I was probably just waffling. Oh, I was talking about the fact that I might start doing watercolour paintings as well as the mixed media. Yeah, I do enjoy the watercolour. I think I might give it a try. I think I need phthalo green. Okay, I think this one is finished. I've got some thicker areas here which I think pull it forward, and I like the texture now in the reflections in the water. I'll sit with it till tomorrow morning, and then that is my deadline for submitting it. So no, I'm gonna fiddle with it. I'm gonna turn the camera off because I need to think. Yeah, I think there's some areas here that need dealing with. Okay, not quite done. So that's everything I've been getting up to in my studio. Do you know what? Last year, January was really long for me. This year, it hasn't done. In fact, I'm feeling a little bit panicked that the year is already taking pace and I am still like lagging behind a little bit with things I needed to do and wanted to do. But there we are. Yeah, one of my goals for this year is well and truly to finish completely sorting and decluttering. And look at the mess that bookshelf's in. I think that's going to be next on my list. So yeah, having a real good sort out of this study, studio, office, whatever you want to call it, art room. And excitingly, I am sorting out prints. So if you are interested in a print, do get yourself on the list to receive letters from a fairy tale, as you will be the first to know when they are released. And yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm excited to find, it's been on my list for a while to sort out prints. So do let me know if there's a particular painting you'd love to have as a print, and I'll see if I can make sure that one is included. So I'll say goodbye because I'm in that danger zone of waffling on because I just fancy a chat. So I will stop talking and say goodbye. I hope you are well, and I will see you again very soon. Do take care. Bye.